The stars shimmered in the cold blackness as Luna floated in the silence of deep space, her ship, the Solstice, drifting in the shadow of Jupiter. The planet loomed like a crimson-tinged titan against the darkness, with the ship's sensors straining to pick up the faintest trace of anything unusual. She had been listening to the cosmos for days, her ship's receiver tuned to frequencies meant to capture cosmic radiation, pulsar emissions, and any anomalies that might crop up in the electromagnetic spectrum. Suddenly, her console lit up, a rapid burst of energy in the X-band spectrum, the repeating signal. Luna frowned, adjusting the ship's sensor settings to filter out noise. The signal persisted, an unmistakable series of pulses repeating over and over. It wasn't natural, not something like a pulsar or quasar. It was deliberate and SOS. Luna's heart skipped a beat. This was what the astrophysics division at the observatory had hinted at. They suspected there might be something more than just empty space out here, but no one dared call it what it really was: contact. The signal was coming from a distant point near the constellation Scutum. According to her ship's star chart, it matched the coordinates of an object known as GPMJ 1839-10, a strange radio-emitting magnator, a highly magnetized neutron star. What had been puzzling astrophysicists was its erratic emission patterns. But this wasn't random. Luna adjusted the ship's thrusters and set a course towards the source. Her console began decrypting the signal, a repeating sequence, strangely ordered, almost like a mathematical proof. The pattern seemed familiar. Luna blinked as the realization hit her. It was the Drake equation, the formula used to estimate the number of active, communicative extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy. It was as if someone out there was trying to tell her something, a message hidden within the very equation used to question the existence of alien life. The Drake equation, formulated by Dr. Frank Drake in 1961, was a probabilistic argument to determine the number of extraterrestrial civilizations. Luna had always found the equation fascinating, the variables representing the rate of star formation, the fraction of those stars with planets, the number of planets that could potentially support life, the fraction that developed life, the fraction that developed intelligent life, and finally the lifespan of technological civilizations. All these variables culminated in a prediction, a number that was often seen as a testament to the sheer mystery of the universe. As Luna flew deeper towards the source of the signal, she couldn't help but ponder those variables. If the universe was as vast as it was, billions of stars, countless planets, why had humanity not found anyone else? The Fermi Paradox loomed large, the question asked by physicist Enrico Fermi decades ago: where is everybody? The galaxy should be teeming with life, yet the silence was deafening. The Great Filter was one of the theories proposed to explain this silence. It suggested that somewhere along the path from the emergence of life to becoming a spacefaring civilization, there was a hurdle, a filter that was nearly impossible to pass. The filter could be in our past. Maybe the emergence of life was rare, or the leap from simple cells to complex organisms was incredibly unlikely. Or it could be in our future. Perhaps every advanced civilization reaches a point where it destroys itself, either through war, environmental collapse, or an inability to manage their own technological advances. What if the signal Luna had intercepted was a warning, a message from a civilization that had encountered the Great Filter and failed? Hours later, Luna reached the coordinates, and the sight that greeted her filled her with awe. A massive alien structure floated in the darkness, a colossal construct that defied any understanding of engineering. It was made of sleek black metal, adorned with arrays of golden spires that protruded at odd angles, and its surface shimmered as if coated with liquid starlight. Luna's instruments detected energy fluctuations. The signal was emanating from within the structure. A voice crackled through her comms. "Solstice, this is Command," said a familiar voice. Rael, her colleague from the observatory. "We're reading your coordinates. Are you seeing this?" "Yes," Luna replied, her voice barely a whisper. "It's some sort of beacon. And the signal, it's the Drake equation, repeated over and over. The Drake equation? Rael sounded as surprised as she felt. Luna, proceed with caution. This could be what we've been searching for, or it could be a trap. Luna docked her ship to the alien structure, her breath steadying as she suited up. She activated her visor, which flashed green, scanning the environment. The hatch opened, revealing a vast chamber within the structure. It was filled with concentric circles of glowing symbols, alien script, all centered around a massive crystal pulsating with light. She approached the crystal, her footsteps echoing in the hollow chamber. It was then she noticed something strange. The air felt charged, almost as if vibrating with energy. A console flickered to life in front of her, and Luna's HUD translated the text. Great Filter Protocol activated. Her heart pounded in her chest. The signal wasn't just a call for help, it was a warning, a declaration. This civilization had reached the Great Filter and had failed. They had built this beacon as a testament, a monument to their existence, and as a trap for any species that dared approach. "Command, I'm inside," Luna said, her voice tight. The beacon. "It's talking about the Great Filter. It's a warning. They're trying to tell us something about it. It's almost like a test." "A test?" Rael repeated. "The structure, it's analyzing me," Luna murmured, glancing at the pulsating crystal. Her visor displayed streams of data flowing around her own DNA, her neural patterns, and her ship's computational logs. It was as if the beacon was assessing her, trying to decide if humanity, was worthy of something. The realization dawned on her, chilling her to the bone. The beacon wasn't just a warning, it was a trap to lure intelligent civilizations, to study them, to test if they could pass the Great Filter, or fall to it. Every signal emitted was bait, and Luna had taken it. Suddenly, the crystal shifted. The symbols on the walls began to change, their glow intensifying. Luna could feel a pressure building in the room, as if the entire structure was shifting, preparing for something, perhaps a decision, perhaps an activation. Her visor flashed red. Neural synchronization sequence initiated, it warned. Luna's thoughts blurred for a moment, fragments of alien memories flooding her mind. A civilization that rose under 3 suns, that built wonders, cities that floated on oceans of methane, that reached out into the stars only to find nothing. And then they began to disappear, one by one. The Great Filter, she realized, had found them. The sheer magnitude of the data overwhelmed Luna, populations collapsing in cascading waves, cities vanishing into dust as if they had never existed. The details painted an unsettling picture, entire civilizations brought to their knees by forces they did not foresee. Natural catastrophes, existential threats that emerged from their own technological advances, things no one could have predicted. It wasn't just the failure to find others that haunted these people. It was the realization that their destiny was not unique. The data feeds on her HUD began calculating probabilities. Population growth curves, collapse points, resource depletion trends, all variables fed into equations to determine the likelihood of civilization collapse. The calculations were grim. The chances of reaching a state where a species could survive long-term seemed to be an almost impossible number. The variables that affected the longevity of intelligent life were numerous and intertwined, from environmental stability to social cohesion, to the ability to prevent self-destruction via technology. A second voice echoed in her comms. "Luna?" It was faint, broken, not Rael, someone else. "Luna, if you hear this, the filter, they can't, it's not..." The voice faded, but Luna's blood ran cold. She knew that voice. It was an operative, someone she had worked with long ago, someone who had vanished during an assignment, presumed lost in another reality. But how? How could they know her name, be here? "Command, I'm not alone," Luna whispered. "There's another operative, a message, it's coming through the beacon." "Get out of there, Luna," Rael urged. "Whatever's happening, it's not safe." But Luna couldn't move. The beacon's energy enveloped her, the concentric symbols shifting faster, the air buzzing with power. Her HUD displayed a message. "Do you wish to proceed?" It was a choice, a test of faith, of whether she believed that humanity could survive beyond the Great Filter. Luna clenched her jaw, her mind racing. If she left, the knowledge in this place would be lost, and perhaps it was the only way to understand what lay ahead for humanity. But staying might mean triggering whatever fate had befallen the builders of this beacon, being caught in the trap they set for themselves. "Luna, don't!" Rael's voice cracked through the static. "We can find another way." Luna closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. She placed her hand on the crystal. The energy surged, light filling the chamber, as her neural network intertwined with the beacon's computational grid. Images flashed, stars, collapsing civilizations, the magnetar, the vastness of space, and a feeling of overwhelming isolation. It wasn't just a message, it was the remnants of a civilization's final hope, their fear and their plea. The beacon symbols shifted once more, the pressure suddenly releasing, the room returning to silence. Luna's HUD flashed, synchronization complete. The signal, the alien broadcast, changed, the sequence morphing into something new, something that seemed to match her own biosignature. The beacon was no longer transmitting a warning, it was transmitting an invitation. "Command," Luna said, her voice trembling. I think I just unlocked it. The beacon, it's reaching out to us, to humanity." The beacon emitted a soft hum, the concentric circles shifting into a harmonious alignment. Luna felt the connection release her, the power dissipating. She stepped back, her breath steadying as she looked at the alien construct around her. The chamber was still, its secrets lingering, waiting for whatever came next. The realization of what she had just experienced rippled through Luna's mind. This structure wasn't just a beacon. It was a testament to a civilization's final stand, a desperate attempt to connect across the void even as they faced extinction. The beacon's message was clear. Survival was uncertain, and perhaps the challenges were insurmountable, but the journey toward knowledge could not be abandoned. Luna knew the implications. Somewhere out there, countless others might have faced the Great Filter and vanished without a trace. This wasn't about fear or courage. It was about understanding the universe on its own terms. The signal had shifted, transformed into something more, something that seemed to respond to her very presence. It was a new kind of dialogue, one not based on fear of the unknown, but on the pursuit of discovery. She stood silently for a moment longer, taking in the pulsating light, the symbols etched in golden energy. Whatever had happened to the ancient builders, they had left a spark, a chance for others to carry on. Luna intended to do just that, embracing the unknown, knowing that whatever she would face, her path was now intertwined with this alien intelligence and the knowledge it held. She turned back to her console, her expression calm but resolute. There was no certainty about what lay ahead, no assurances that they could survive whatever tests were yet to come.